Welcome back. So in today's video, I wanted to sit down and talk about the differences between a Bitcoin mindset and a fiat mindset, and how the more you start to learn about Bitcoin, the more your mind will start to change and how you view the world. So first, to understand the Bitcoin mindset, you have to understand the fiat mindset. So if you are unfamiliar with the term, the word fiat comes from the Latin word, which means basically let it be done. So on a fiat standard, it's the world on a standard where the money can be created out of thin air. So the Federal Reserve, one day they decide they want to put more money into the system. So they snap their fingers, type a number on a screen, and they say, let it be done, and more dollars enter the system. So that is what causes inflation, right? There are more dollars chasing the same amount of goods and services, right? So you have a group of goods and services. Now you have more dollars representing those goods and services, hence why prices go up. So I see a lot of people blaming inflation on outside factors other than printing money, right? They blame it on supply shortages. They blame it on who's in power, who's not. But the reality is inflation is caused by printing money, right? That should be simple, but there's a lot of confusion out there on that. And along with that, I see a lot of people blaming wealth inequality on capitalism, right? People say, man, this capitalist society we live in, we just can't get ahead. We're constantly just wage slaves, basically. But the reality is, I believe a lot of the frustration that people direct at capitalism should be directed at fiat money, right? Money that depreciates. I think people have not seen what a capitalist free market society looks like on a sound money protocol. So, right, people have the right to, disagree with different systems, but I think a lot of the anger that people direct at capitalism should be directed at print out of thin air money. So the way Bitcoin changes your mind is by giving you a longer time preference. The money you hold is going to store its value because it has a fixed supply. So you look out further into the future. On a fiat money standard where your money doesn't retain its value, you are encouraged to spend that money as fast as possible, right? You're basically just holding a bunch of ice cubes, trying to accumulate more and more ice cubes to try to pay for things. But as you're holding them, the value is being siphoned as money enters the system. And so when you have a fiat mindset, right, you're just trying to chase more and more profit, increase your margins, find new customers, find new clients. It's a constant chase because you're not focused on the health of a balance sheet, right? The balance sheet, how you measure your company, how you measure your life it's being drained every single day, every single year. So you're constantly going to be chasing and trying to exploit, trying to game the system, trying to gain an edge, trying to step over someone else. But on a Bitcoin standard, we know the money is going to hold its value because no one can create more of it. So it's more, you're encouraged to save, right? If you save up for some time, you don't have to, and so the money is the store of value, right? And you don't have to save in stocks. You don't have to save in a house. You don't have to purchase equity in the house just to beat out inflation, right? You just hold the money for a period of time. Your time and energy isn't stolen from you. Therefore, you can plan for the future, right? You can't plan for the future when $1,000 today is drastically different than $1,000 5 years from now, right? There's no way to accurately plan for the future in this system. So that's how I've seen Bitcoin change my life, right? I do not chase any kind of status symbol or something that's gonna look cool in the short term. I'm only chasing more Bitcoin. I'm chasing capital for the future. I'm saving my time and energy, only buying things that improve my life or make me happy in some way. So let me know if you have any questions, comments down below. I'd love to have a conversation, go more in depth into any specific topic within Bitcoin. And yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. That helps out the channel. Also, if you want to get some Bitcoin for yourself, my recommendation is River. They have proof of reserves, so you can go on their website and they prove that they own all the Bitcoin that they say they do. So you think of like FTX, Mt. Gox, like these exchanges that failed, it's because they didn't really have all the Bitcoin to back up their clients' balances. So that's what River does well. They're also Bitcoin only, so great company there. And I have a link below. We'll both get some free Bitcoin when you make your first purchase. So yeah, as always, together, let's work, save, and build a brighter future with Bitcoin. See you in the next video.